Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Georgetown High School and Georgetown Eagle baseball tonight. The Georgetown Eagles welcome in the Cedar Ridge Raiders in a non-district battle here at Eagle Field. The Cedar Ridge Raiders out of the first base dugout in 6A. They come in tonight in the all grays with Cedar Ridge in capital block print lettering across the front in purple with the purple numbers on the front and back of the gray jerseys and pants with the black hats, purple bill, CR logo on the front. Your Georgetown Eagles in the third base dugout, the home team tonight. White pants with the blue pinstripe, or with the blue stripes on the side. Knee high with the black and blue stirrups. Black jerseys, blue numerals, and blue lettering on the front of the black jerseys. The black hat with the Eagle talon in gray outlined in blue. The starting lineup for the Georgetown Eagles is being introduced. We'll go over that here in just a minute, but we'll get ready for tonight's national anthem. Running into some trouble with the mic cord down into the field to get the sounds of the ball game. So we'll see what we can get run here to try to correct that. But stay with us. We will go here in just a second to the national anthem. And then when we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups and be ready for first inning action here at Georgetown at Cedar Ridge. Squaring off here at Eagle Field tonight in Georgetown, Texas. Please join us for tonight's national anthem. Back here live, Georgetown High School, as we get ready to go to action here in Thursday night action against the Cedar Ridge Raiders. The Cedar Ridge Raiders are coming into the ball game Try to go to their list view to make it right. We'll figure it out here in just a minute. Things have gone haywire technically. Leading it off in right field, number 2, Jake Shoemaker. Batting second, the shortstop, number 4, Hudson Hartgrove. And batting third, the first baseman, number 24, Matthew Fletcher. For the Cedar Ridge Raiders, they will go against Rick Vaughn on the mound tonight for your Georgetown Eagles. That's Georgetown's version of the Wild Man. It's the Wild Thing. It's Tillman Brown, the junior right-hander. He'll start out on the mound for the Eagles here in the top of the first. First pitch swinging. Luke Holly in center field. Backs up, settles under it, makes the catch for the first out. Shoemaker sends the first pitch deep to center field, but F9 in the book to retire him for out number 1. And that'll bring up Hudson Hartgrove, the shortstop. Wears number 4. He'll bat from the right side. Hartgrove, a 6 foot, 175-pound senior. Throws right, bats right, steps in here with 1 out. Brown from the windup, first base side of the rubber. The first pitch to Hartgrove. Skips into the home plate area for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Hartgrove. The Eagles tonight, a little different look here. Tillman Brown looks in and gets a sign from the catcher tonight, Braden Rogers. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking pitch, a swing and a miss. He evens out the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. In left field, Tate Ritchie. Luke Holly in center field. Justin Soto in right field. At third base, Hayden Grooms. Shortstop is Jack Kiki. Second baseman, Connor Young. And at first base, David Fluitt. The 1-1 pitch. On the outside corner for called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out to Hudson Hartgrove, the shortstop here for the Raiders in the top of the first. Behind the plate, Braden Rogers, and on the mound, Tillman Brown for the Eagles. Tillman gets the sign from the windup. The 1-2 pitch just misses for ball 2. As he changed speeds there, Hartgrove laid off, and it's a 2-2 count now. On deck, the first baseman, number 24, Matthew Fletcher for the Raiders. From the windup, a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball yanked foul off the third base dugout. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the senior shortstop, Hudson Hartgrove. Hartgrove back in. Tillman Brown ready to go. The 2-2 pitch. Line drive, rip foul off the fence down the third base line. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crowd mic picking up a little win there. Everyone ready to go. The 2-2 pitch. Hartgrove pop fly on the right side, but it's going to curl back out of play as Fluitt gives chase. Runs out of real estate. And so we'll reset and do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, the base is empty. Jake Shoemaker flew out to center field on the first pitch of the ball game. The 2-2 pitch from Tillman Brown. Breaking pitch fouled off of himself. We'll reset again. So Hudson Hartgrove, the shortstop, battling here with Tillman Brown in the top of the first. Manager Jared Frimmel runs out the baseballs. We'll get the crowd going here for Georgetown. Game number 2 of 3 this week. Next time in action will be Saturday at Lake Travis High School. The 2-2 pitch. Inside corner, called strike 3. And Hartgrove down on strikes looking for out number 2. So the first strikeout. For Tillman Brown. Here in the first inning. In steps the first baseman Fletcher. First pitch outside for ball 1. Fletcher, the left-handed hitter, steps in here. 6'2", 210-pound senior. Throws left, bats left. It's Tillman Brown from the windup. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch down in the turf. 1-1 to count now. The 1-1 pitch from Tillman. Dirty pitch breaks in there on the inside part of the plate for a called strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now to Matthew Fletcher, the first baseman. 2 outs and the base is empty here at the top of the first. The 1-2 pitch. Laced foul down the first baseline. So we'll reset. Do it again here with a 1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs. Wind seems to be blowing out to the left field area, kind of across the diamond. Tillman Brown back on the mound from the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball hit to third. Hayden Grooms charges, sets his feet, fires across the diamond. It's high. What a play. 6-3, 5-3 on the putout to retire Fletcher and the Raiders here at the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After half an inning, Cedar Ridge 0, Georgetown coming up to bat. Eagle Baseball continues in a moment here on the SHN Sports Network. Go to the bottom of the first. Georgetown will bring up the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. Connor Young, Tate Ritchie, Hayden Grooms. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Tillman Brown. Productive first inning for your Eagles. Face the minimum there. Fly out, ground out, and a strikeout. On the mound is number 12, Lambert. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Connor Young on the outside corner for a called strike. Jaden Lambert, senior right-hander, 5'9", 165 pounds. Works out of the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Connor Young, high chopper out towards second. Being charged, filled, the throw, not in time. Oh, my. A bang-bang play, and they're going to be called out at first base. 4-3 on the putout. To retire Connor Young for the first out. That'll bring up the left fielder, number 4, Tate Ritchie. Defensively, try to set it in a minute. Of course, more technical difficulties, can't connect. So we'll figure it out here in just a second. Lambert comes set, the first pitch to Tate Ritchie. That one's in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Lambert comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Misses low and inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Tate Ritchie, the senior left fielder, settles in. Lambert comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch in there. Or a called strike. 1-2 the count. Defensively now for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Copeland in left, Rice in center, Shoemaker in right. Ritchie comes set. Lambert ready to go. The 1-2 pitch. Low and away. Ball 2-2 the count. Cedar Ridge on the infield. Olivas at third. Hartgrove at short. Langerhans at second. Fletcher at first. Gordon behind the plate. And Lambert on the mound for the Raiders. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. And Ritchie down for out number 2 on the cut, looking for the strikeout. First strikeout by Lambert. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 16, Hayden Grooms. Hayden will step in from the right side. 2 outs and the base is empty here in the bottom of the first. Grooms in from the right side. Lambert ready to go. The first pitch to Grooms. Low and outside for ball 1. Lambert comes set, the 1-0 pitch. That breaking pitch in there for a called strike. 1-1 to count now. To Hayden Grooms, third baseman. On deck, David Fluitt. Should Grooms be able to extend the inning here for the Eagles? The 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch hit out to the shortstop, Hartgrove. Builds it, sets his feet. The throw across the diamond in time. And the Eagles go in order here in the bottom of the first. 6-3 on the putout to get Grooms and the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. After 1 complete, Cedar Ridge 0, Georgetown 0. Eagle baseball continues in a moment here on the SHN Sports Network. Back live here at Eagle Field. We go to the top of the second. Cedar Ridge will bring up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Continuing in the Cedar Ridge lineup, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Number 4, the DH, batting fourth, the DH, number 25, Blake Milberger. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 29, Kason Langerhans. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 7, Diego Olivas. Batting, we'll figure it out. It's just one of those nights. I'm just going to give it to you. In an off night, we are going to have a lot of offs, but join us. Georgetown baseball still continues, and we'll bring you every single pitch. It could go worse. We'll stick with it. So Blake Milberger will step in, the DH, to lead up the top of the second. Tillman Brown from the windup, first pitch, swing and a miss on the breaking pitch down to the turf. Nice pitch there by the Wild Thing, Tillman Brown. And why I call him that? Coming into the season, Tillman ended up getting prescription glasses to wear to pitch and has helped him tremendously. And as I said, it's our own Rick Vaughn with the glasses on the mound. Kiki to the left, to field it short, throws across the diamond in time for out number 1. Nice play there by Jack Kiki as Milberger hit it deep into the kind of right up the middle to the left of the second base bag. And Kiki range to the left, fields it and throws him out for out number 1. 6-3 on the putout to retire Milberger. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 29, Kason Langerhans. He'll step in from the left side. Bats left, throws right. The first pitch, fly ball, left field. But it'll curl out of play for strike 1. The roster has Langerhans listed as a freshman, 5'10", 145 pounds. Second baseman for the Raiders. The 0-1 pitch from Tillman. Just misses on the inside corner for ball one. 1-1 to count. Georgetown lost the rough one on Tuesday night, 3-2 in 8 innings to the Dripping Springs Tigers on the road over at Tiger Field. The 1-1 pitch skips in for ball two. 1-2, 2-1 to count. So the Eagles trying to rebound tonight. 4 games in non-district play in a row for the Eagles against 6A competition on Saturday. Victorious here at Military Appreciation Day over the Round Rock Dragons, 4-3. Then a top 3-2 loss in 8 innings to Dripping Springs on Tuesday. 2-1 pitch, ground ball to first base. And misplayed there by David Flewitt, a rarity over at first base for Flewitt. As he went on the backhand, the ball skips off the back of his arm and into shallow right field in foul territory. And that'll be an error there to allow Langerhans to reach base. So on the E3, first base run of the ball game, in steps Diego Olivas, the third baseman. For the Raiders, Olivas, the senior, 5'8", 180 pounds. Brown now from the stretch, first base side of the rubber. First pitch to Olivas, high fly ball. Back behind home plate. Rogers will give chase, but it'll curl out of play off the top of the clamshell. And it'll be an 0-1 count now to Olivas. On deck will be number 18, Riggs Gordon, the catcher. Diego Olivas, the number 6 hitter in the lineup. Riggs Gordon, the catcher, number 18, bats 7th. Kai Rice, the center fielder, number 6, bats 8th. And Carter Copeland, the left fielder, bats 9th for the Raiders. Olivas steps back in. Throw over to first base. And Langerhans dives back in safely there. Brown comes set. Runner is off. The 0-1 pitch. The throw down from Rogers on top of the bag, but a high hop. And Kiki had to go up and grab it. And Langerhans will slide in safely there with the stolen base. First stolen base of the ball game for the Raiders. Now have a runner in scoring position now with 1 out here at the top of the second. One ball, 1 strike count to Olivas. Look at second base by Tillman Brown. Now the turn towards second, but no throw. So we'll reset here with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1 out. The top of the second, a 1 out base runner on the error at first base by Flewitt. And then a stolen base by Langerhans. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball out to short. Kiki fields it. He'll throw to third ahead of the runner, Langerhans, and he's tagged out. Trying to advance in front of the ball to shortstop. There may be your freshman mistake there. The ball's in front of you. So that'll erase the base runner in scoring position for the Raiders. And Olivas will reach base on a fielder's choice. That'll go 6-5 on the putout to retire Langerhans, trying to get to third. So Olivas down at first base with the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up the catcher, number 18, Riggs Gordon. First pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 the count. Olivas down at first base. Riggs Gordon, the catcher, steps in for his first at bat in the number 7 slot for the Raiders. Sophomore, 6'2", 160 pounds. The 1-0 pitch, runners off. The throw down, skip it in there. He's in there safely. So Olivas with the second stolen base for the Raiders. Puts another runner in scoring position here. Two balls, no strikes to Gordon. With Kai Rice, the center fielder, on deck for the Raiders. Should Gordon be able to extend this top of the second for the Raiders. Tillman Brown will come set in the stretch. A look at second base. The 2-0 pitch. Misses outside for ball 3. 3-0 the count now. Rogers out to talk to his pitcher, Tillman Brown. Defensively for the Eagles tonight, while we have a short break, Ritchie in left, Holly in center, Soto in right, Grooms at third, Kiki at short, Connor Young at second, David Fluid at first, Brayton Rogers behind the mound and behind the plate. And on the mound, the junior right-hander, Tillman Brown. The 3-0 pitch. Inside corner, called strike one. 3-1 now the count. Three balls and one strike now to the catcher, Gordon, with 2 outs and a runner at second base. From the stretch, the 3-1 pitch. Misses low for ball 4. So now with 2 outs, runners on first and second base, and the first walk issued by Tillman Brown. We'll get a courtesy runner here for the catcher, Gordon. Looks like it's going to be number 16 running for the catcher. That'll be Aiden Felker, the senior, 6'3", 175 pounds. So Felker will lead off. First, Levis off of second base. As in steps Kai Rice, the center fielder. Pass left for the Raiders. Brown from the stretch. A look at second base and a throw to second base. But on the wrong side of the bag as Olivas dives back in safely. Brown comes set. The first pitch to Rice. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Given the signal, he fouled it off into the glove of Braden Rogers for strike one. So no balls. 1 strike count now to the center fielder, Kai Rice, with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Brown comes set. A throw to second base. But Olivas dives in under the tag from Jack Kiki. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Tillman Brown comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Inside corner, called strike 2. Kai Rice gave up on that one. Kind of shied away from it, thinking it was coming at the knee. Took it for called strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes to Kai Rice with 2 outs. Here in the top of the second, Olivas reached on a fielder's choice, stole second base. Then the catcher, Gordon, drew a 2-out walk. Being ran for by Felker. The 0-2 pitch. That one misses the batter as Kai Rice moves out of the way and takes it for a ball. 1-2 the count. Rice back in, settles in. The junior outfielder. Tillman Brown a look at second. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, fouled off down the third baseline, out of play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow is Good Friday, no baseball. But Saturday on the road, 11 o'clock, come out to Lake Travis. The JV will take on the Cavaliers at 11. And after that game, 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock, depending on the time frame, your Georgetown Eagles take on the Lake Travis Cavaliers. The 1-2 pitch stays up and in for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Kai Rice. Oh, a 2-ball, 2-strike, 2-out count. Here in the top of the second. 2s across the board. Brown comes set in the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball chopped out towards second. Connor Young will charge. Flip to first, and it's thrown wide of first base. Second error of the inning for the Eagles. Will plate the first run of the ball game for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. As Olivas comes around from second base to score. Felker goes all the way to third base. Now a discussion between the two-man umpire crew out in the field. But Kai Rice reaches on the error. Charge to Connor Young, I believe it will be. And on that same error, Olivas comes around to score. Now the umpire something going on. They were going to move the runners back from third and second back to second and first. Umpires are pointing there as they talk to head coach Darrell Reeves of Cedar Ridge. But Felker got all the way around to third, but we'll hold off on where we're going to put the runners. So you're going to move the guy from second base back to first, but leave the guy at third base. So I'm not sure what's going on. No matter what happens, Diego Olivas scores the first run of the ball game. And Felker is all the way to third. Kai Rice reaches on the error by Connor Young at second base. Throw over to first base. Fluid scoops it out as Rice dives back in. And we go to the number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. It'll be Carter Copeland. The left fielder steps in from the right side, wears number 26. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the second. A throw to first, and they've got the runner in a run down here. They'll watch. Throw down to second, and they will tag the runner out before Felker can cross home plate. And so a pickoff there by Tillman Brown. A good move there. That one will go 1-3-6 on the pickoff to retire the Raiders, but not before they pick up 1 run on no hits, 2 errors, and no runners left on base. 1 runner left on base. After an inning and a half, it's 1-0. Cedar Ridge leads it over Georgetown. Eagle baseball continues in just a moment. Back to action we come from the bottom of the second inning. Georgetown will bring up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Fluid, Rogers, and Soto, to face off against Lambert in his second inning of work. Lambert comes set, the first pitch to Fluid. A breaking pitch. Called strike 1, 0-1 the count to Fluid. The 0-1 pitch to Fluid. Misses for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Lambert works out of the stretch all the time. Comes set as he works from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-1 pitch to David Fluid. Fluid hits it out towards second. Up with it. The throw to first in time. And the first out of the second inning comes here. 4-3 on the putout to retire Fluid. That'll bring up the catcher, number 14, Braden Rogers, the junior, will bat from the right side. Now the sun as it sets down the third baseline side. Into the fielder's eyes, especially there at second base, first base. The right fielder getting a little shade. That'll change as the sun continues to set. First pitch to Rogers, misses high for ball one. Lambert looking into the sunlight down the third baseline. He peers back towards home. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1-1 to count. To Braden Rogers with Justin Soto on deck. One ball, one strike, one out. Here in the bottom of the second, the 1-1 pitch to Braden Rogers. Swing and a miss for strike two. 1-2 the count. To the junior catcher. Rogers back in, ready to go. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss down to the turf. Catcher Gordon up with it, throws down to first in time. Second strikeout of the ballgame for Lambert. First of the inning here in the second for out number 2. And on the drop, third strike, 2-3 on the putout. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 17, Justin Soto. Soto will step in from the right side. You followed Tuesday's game with the ejection of Cooper Thomas. He is forced to sit out a game. So he is out of tonight's contest. He will be back on Saturday. First pitch to Soto, misses low and inside for ball one. And so Soto with that opportunity into right field, Holly in center and Richie in left. 1-0 count to Soto with the bases empty here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch from Lambert. Called strike one, 1-1 to count. The 1-1 pitch to Soto. Up high and inside for ball two. 2-1 to count. Lambert gets the sign and comes set in the stretch. The 2-1 pitch to Soto. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball down in the turf for strike two. 2-2 to count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Soto ready to go. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, back to the net. Reset, do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cedar Ridge in the hunt for a playoff spot in District 25, 6A. Round Rock Dragons atop the district at 11-2. Vandergrift at 10-3. Cedar Ridge at 10-4. And Round Rock Stony Point at 9-6 currently in the standings. The 2-2. Soto takes it down low for ball 3. A full count here to Justin Soto. Hutto, Maynard to be eliminated out of District 25. The payoff pitch to Soto hits him. So a 2-out base runner on the first hit by pitch of the ball game. And with Soto down to first, in steps the DH, number 18, Ryan Castilleja. He'll step in here for the first plate appearance of the ball game with 2 outs and a runner at first. Castilleja, a senior. Bats from the right side. Headed to Wiley University, Wiley College, NAIA school, to continue his academic and athletic career playing baseball. First pitch to Castilleja, low and away for ball 1. Want to know the count to Castilleja. Soto lays back down at first base, touches the bag safely before the tag. From the first baseman, Fletcher. Soto leads off, Fletcher holds him on. Lambert comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Castilleja. Swing, fly ball down the right field line. Fletcher gives chase, but it's going to curl out of play just over the fence down the first baseline. It'll go for a strike one. 1-1 to count now to Castilleja with 2 outs and a runner at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Castilleja, the DH, hitting in the number 7 slot for the Eagles. On deck, the shortstop, number 7, Jack Kiki. Castilleja comes set in the right-handed batter's box. Lambert ready to go. The 1-1 pitch. Up high and in for ball 2. 2-1 to count. To Castilleja. Now Lambert will step off and reset with a 2-1 count. 2 outs, runner at first base. The Raiders put up 1 run on no hits with the help of a couple of errors by the Eagles in the top of the second. Soto off and running, a swing and a miss on the pitch. Soto will slide in safely with the first stolen base of the night. So now a 2 ball, 2 strike count to Castilleja, with Soto in scoring position down at second base. Georgetown trying to answer the run here in the bottom of the second. The runner on second base. 2 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Castilleja ready to go. Lambert comes set in the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Base hit up the middle. Ryan Castilleja sends it right back to center field. Soto around third being waved. The cutoff throw. And Soto slides in safely. Castilleja, an RBI single. Georgetown ties it up 1-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. What a piece of hitting there by Castilleja. Soto slides in with the first run of the ball game for your Eagles. Beautiful piece of hitting there on that 2-2 pitch and drove it right back up the middle into center field. Now with 2 outs and a run across. We have a base runner at first base, and Jack Kiki steps in. Castilleja, the first run RBI of the game on the first hit by Georgetown. Slides back in under the throw over at first base safely. Kiki, the junior shortstop, steps in for the right side for his first plate appearance. Lambert's first pitch to Kiki, square to bunt, pulls it back and takes it low and outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Kiki. On deck, Luke Holly, the center fielder for Georgetown. If Kiki can extend the inning here for Georgetown. Lambert gets the sign and comes set. Throw over to first base. Castilleja in under the tag safely. A 1-0 to Jack Kiki. Here in the bottom of the second, 1 run across to even it up here by Georgetown. The 1-0 pitch. Kiki hits it out towards short. Hartgrove up with it, flips to second to retire Castilleja on the Eagles here at the bottom of the second. But not before the Eagles pick up 1 run of their own on 1 hit. No errors and 1 runner left on base after 2 complete. Cedar Ridge 1, Georgetown 1. Eagle baseball continues after this. To the top of the third. Carter Copeland, the number 9 hitter for the Raiders, will step in here to lead it off in the top of the third. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up. Copeland, Shoemaker, and Hartgrove. Copeland in for his first plate appearance after he returns back after being left stranded at the plate on the pickoff. First pitch, foul tip in the glove of Braden Rogers for strike 1. Through 2 innings. Tillman Brown has given up 1 run, struck out 1, walked 1. But the run was not earned. 2 errors in the inning for Georgetown. High hopper down the third baseline. Grooms goes high to get it to throw across the diamond. And it's got to be an infield single there for Copeland. A good effort there, but Grooms, it's a major league play right there. As Grooms had to go high to grab it on the deep part of the third baseline and throw across the diamond, but Copeland moving down the line quickly. Reaches on a base hit, first of the game for the Raiders. That'll bring up the top of the lineup, Jake Shoemaker. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flew out to right field back in the first inning. Or flew out to center field, I apologize, on the first pitch of the ball game. Takes the first pitch up and away for ball one. 1-0 the count to Shoemaker. Brown comes set in the stretch. Throw to first base. The ball skips away from Fluid there. Copeland stays put. The district standings for 5A District 23, Georgetown's district. All a mess and some big games tonight. As Elgin up into the Eastview on Tuesday, 2-0 at Eastview. Play tonight at Elgin. That one could decide a lot for those two teams. Another throw to first and almost got it. The umpire even hesitated. Thought he was about to ring up Copeland on a second pickoff. On a good move there by Tillman Brown. He's safe and we'll reset. Shoemaker in from the left side. 0 for 1 in the ball game and a 1-ball, no strike count here in the top of the third. Another throw to first. Copeland back safely. Brown comes set in the stretch. Fluid holds on Copeland at first. The 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball two. 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes. Throw to first base. Copeland dives back safely. With 2 stolen bases, a lot of attention being paid to the runner at first base. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit again here in the third. Copeland leads off first, held on by Fluid. Tillman Brown, a long look in. Gets the pitch and comes set in the stretch. 2-0 pitch to Shoemaker. A swing and a miss. Strike one. 2-1 to count out. 1 run apiece for the Raiders and the Eagles, both in the second inning. The Raiders scored 1 on 2 errors by the Eagles in the top of the inning. And Ryan Castilleja with a 2-out RBI single. Throw to first. Copeland back easily. 2-out single into center field. Scored Soto from second base to counteract the run in the top of the inning and tied it up 1-1. We sit there as we're in the top of the third. No outs and a runner at first. Another throw to first base. Tillman Brown hadn't thrown terribly too many pitches. More pickoff attempts than he has pitches, I think, at this rate. They're paying a lot of attention to Copeland over at first base. Six attempts so far in the at-bat here for Shoemaker. The 2-1 pitch. High for ball 3. 3-1 the count now. You can see the wind affecting the camera in center field. So you can hear it in the crowd, Mike. Brown will come set in the stretch. Throw over to first base. Copeland back safely. 3-1 the count. No outs here in the top of the third. A leadoff base hit by Carter Copeland. Timeout. Copeland trying to walk it off. Looks like his right ankle bummed. Now Shoemaker back in to bat from the left side. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Nice pitch there by Tillman Brown. And he comes back to even up, run the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count with no outs. Runner at first. Brown comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. What a pitch there by Tillman Brown. Second strikeout of the ball game for Wild Thing, Rick Vaughn. Nice pitching there by Tillman Brown, working through the distraction of the runner at first. Gets the strikeout, takes us to the number 2 hitter in the lineup, the shortstop, number 4, Hudson Hartgrove. Hudson 0 for 1 of the ball game, struck out looking back in the first inning. Steps in here, 0 for 1 of the ball game. Copeland leads off first. First pitch to Hartgrove, low and away. Nice stop there by Braden Rogers to keep it in front of him. 1-0 the count to Hartgrove. Matthew Fletcher, the first baseman, on deck for the Raiders. Here in the top of the third. Throw over to first base. Copeland dives back in safely. Copeland may have a body of bruises after all these pickoff attempts and the tag slapped on by Fluid at first base. Brown gets the sign and comes set in the stretch. Another throw to first base. No tag applied here as Copeland dives back. One ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third. Runner at first, the leadoff base hit, the first of the game for the Raiders. Copeland still at first base, being held on by David Fluid. Now Hartgrove will take a timeout, step out, we'll reset. Brown comes set. Another throw to first base. Brown comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Copeland off and running. Ground ball pulled foul off of the indoor hitting facility. 1-1 the count to Hartgrove on a hit and run there. Just pulled it foul. So Copeland will head back to first base. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Copeland leads off first. Hartgrove back in from the right side. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a dirty breaking pitch from Tillman Brown. 1-2 the count now. To Hudson Hartgrove, the senior shortstop for the Raiders. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Copeland leads off first. Tillman Brown to look over, now comes set in the stretch. A throw over to first base. And we'll reset. Tillman comes set. Quick throw to first, and it's an error. Gets away from Fluid. And that'll advance Copeland all the way to third base. Fluid will come up throwing, but not in time. And so, kind of backfires there after about 25 pickoff attempts. A lot of attention paid to Copeland over at first base after his leadoff single. And so one of the many throwovers. Now one backfires for Georgetown there on the throwing error. The third error of the ballgame for Georgetown. And a costly one now with 1 out and a runner at third base. 1-2 pitch. Strikeout by Hartgrove. Rogers throws down to first. Fluid scoops it there, steps on the back to retire Hartgrove. Hartgrove 0 for 2 in the ballgame now on back-to-back strikeouts in at bats. Third strikeout for Tillman Brown. And now 2 outs in the inning. On the drop, third strike. 2-3 on the putout in the book. That'll bring up Matthew Fletcher, the first baseman, grounded out to Hayden Grooms at third base back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 in the ballgame. The lefty steps in. Tillman Brown comes set in the stretch. The first pitch in there for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike to Matthew Fletcher, the first baseman. Tillman gets the sign and comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Fletcher sends it right back up the middle into center field. And the Raiders put the run on the board here at the top of the third with 2 outs. So now a 2-1 lead. The second hit of the ball game, an RBI single by Fletcher. Now that error comes back to haunt you there. As the runner, Copeland, moved from first to third on the air and then scores easily there on that base hit by Fletcher. In steps Blake Milberger, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game. First pitch to Milberger, in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count now to Blake Milberger, the DH. So all 3 errors come into play here for Georgetown. Heard them on the scoreboard as they trail 2-1 now. They're over to first base. Oh, and 1 to count to Milberger. Fletcher leads off. Fluid holds him on. And we'll reset after a throw to first base. Tillman will step off and reset here. No balls, 1 strike to count with 2 outs to the DH, Blake Milberger. Matthew Fletcher. 2-out RBI single down at first base for the Raiders. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled off back to the net. Fletcher faked like he was going, went about 10 feet and stopped. Now the count, no balls and 2 strikes. To the DH, Blake Milberger. 2 outs here in the top of the third, 2-1. Cedar Ridge, 1 run across in the second, 1 here in the third. 2 outs. Brown comes set. The 0-2 pitch, runners up. Line drive into right field. It's a base hit. Fletcher circles second. Soto's throw is going to come all the way into third. The tag at third, and he's out. No, you got one umpire saying safe and one umpire saying out. What in the world? The field umpire called him out. The home plate umpire walking up the third base line waved him safe. Oh, my goodness. Coach Vieira already out on the baseline. How can you? And the bad thing about it, if you look at, I would think if you go back and look at the view, the home plate umpire is blocked by Tillman Brown and Fletcher. The field umpire had the better view, but instead it's runners on second and third with 2 outs. After the single by Milberger, back-to-back base hits. And now Coach Payne out to visit with the Eagle infield. Quick timeout. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. back in the second inning. Has runners on second and third with 2 outs here in the top of the third. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Ground comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball hit down to first base. Fluid will field it, step on first base in time for the third out. 3 unassisted to retire Langerhans and the Raiders, but not before the Raiders pick up 1 run on 3 hits. No errors. 1 error and 2 runners left on base. After 2.5, Cedar Ridge 2. Eagle Bay. And back here at Eagle Field, we go to the bottom of the third. Georgetown trails 2-1. 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error in the top of the third for Cedar Ridge, and in steps the 9-1-2 hitters for Georgetown. Leading it off will be Luke Holly. Holly's first plate appearance of the night, the senior center fielder. Steps in, Connor Young on deck, Tate Ritchie in the hole. Facing off against Lambert in his 3rd inning of work. The first pitch to Holly. Swing, slashed foul down the third baseline. Luke out in front of that one. Beautiful swing there, 0-1 to count. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Raiders. 1 run, 1 hit, 3 errors for Georgetown. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Holly back in for the right side. Lambert comes set, the 0-1 pitch. Low and outside as it skips in. About 2 feet short for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Jaden Lambert, the right-hander, his 3rd inning of work, has allowed 1 run on 2 hits, 1 run on 1 hit, has hit 1. Holly, line drive, snagged by Olivas for out number 1. L5 in the book to retire Holly. Here in the top of the 3rd, back to the top of the lineup, the Eagles go. As Connor Young will step in, he grounded out to second base back in the 1st inning, 0-for-1 in the ball game. Young steps in. Batting .306 on the season. First pitch here. Low for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the sophomore second baseman tonight, Connor Young. In the leadoff position. Hits here with 1 out. The base is empty in the bottom of the 3rd. Lambert comes set in the stretch. 1-0 pitch. Young lays off and takes it down to the turf for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Sun is safely set out of view of the players now. Now the lights take over full effect here at Eagle Field. Here in the bottom of the 3rd. The 2-0 pitch. Young takes it for a called strike. 2-1 to count now. Georgetown baseball continues Saturday, 11 o'clock, JV at Lake Travis. And shortly following the JV game, the Georgetown Eagles. 2-1 pitch high for ball 3. 3-1 to count. Coming out to Lake Travis. watch Eagle baseball. The JV team will lead it off at 11 o'clock against the Lake Travis Cavaliers. Then your Eagles will take on the Lake Travis Cavaliers. There at Lake Travis, about 1 o'clock is what it's scheduled for. Maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock, depending on that JV game before it. We'll bring you the varsity action when we go live about 15 minutes prior to game time. Lambert comes set, the 3-1 pitch to Connor Young. Young swings, ball hit out to short. Hargrove fields it. The throw across the diamond in time. And just like that, two out, two down here in the bottom of the third. 6-3 on the putout of Connor Young for out number 2. That'll bring up Tate Ritchie, the left fielder. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, struck out looking. Back in inning number 1. Steps in here with 2 outs and the base is empty. For the Eagles, comes in batting .220 on the year. Tate bats from the right side in left field tonight. The first pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1 the count. On deck, Hayden Grooms. Should Ritchie be able to extend the inning? The 0-1 pitch. Called strike 2 on another breaking pitch off speed in there. So now Tate behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Eagles trailing 2-1. Lambert comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off, back at a play. I'll reset and do it again. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third. Georgetown and Cedar Ridge in non-district battle here. They all both have district bye weeks. The 0-2 pitch to Ritchie. Low and outside, ball 1. Nice play by Gordon to acrobatically come out of there, spinning on his knees to catch that one. 1 ball, 2 strike count now. Lambert gets the sign and comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Skips in about 4 feet short. And Gordon comes up shaking his non-throwing hand, or his glove hand. It already has his thumb taped. Now the home plate umpire will take a walk out to the mound. Talk to Lambert, let the catcher Gordon kind of gather himself there. Coach Vieira takes the opportunity to come out. Talk to Tate Ritchie. Count started out, no balls and 2 strikes. Now sits at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third. Tate will step in. Gordon good to go behind the plate. Lambert will get the sign and come set in the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball down the right field line. And it just goes foul. And now we'll reset and do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thought the wind might hold it up and push it back in, but lands foul by about 2 to 3 feet. So Tate back to pick up the bat and try it again with 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Lambert comes set. Ritchie ready. The 2-2 pitch. Down low. Full count here. Full count now to Tate with 2 outs. Has worked it back from an 0-2 count now to a full count. Lambert steps off, walks around the mound, now ready to go. Tate back in from the right side. Lambert comes set. The payoff pitch to Tate Ritchie. Ground ball back up the middle into center field. A 2-out base hit. Tate Ritchie with a nice piece of hitting there. Fell behind 0-2 in the at-bat and works it back full and drives one right back up the middle for the second hit of the ball game for Georgetown. And the Eagles have a 2-out base runner. And that'll bring up Hayden Grooms, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grooms grounded out to short back in the first inning. Hayden steps in, batting .350 on the season. Grooms will step in from the right side. The senior third baseman as Ritchie leads off first, held on by Fletcher. Lambert comes set. The first pitch to Grooms, up and in for ball one. Gordon with the fake back. Ritchie dives back in at first base. 1-0 the count as Coach Pierre in the dugout gives the signs. Coach Chad Payne down at third base, coaching bases. Coach Durrell down at first base for Georgetown. Lambert comes set. Throw to first base. Ritchie dives back in safely. Tate will lead back off first as Lambert comes set in the stretch. Another throw to first base. Tate slides in safely there. Reset. Lambert comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Grooms. Grooms right back up the middle past the diving second baseman. Tate around second. He'll hold there. And 2 base hits back to back with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Has runners on first and second, and in steps David Fluid. Nice piece of hitting there. Hayden Grooms sent it right back where it came from. Third hit of the ball game for Georgetown. Now runners on first and second, and in steps David Fluid, who's batting .412 on the season. As he steps in here, had 3 hits on Tuesday night against Dripping Springs, 2 of them against the UT commit Cooper Rummel. Steps in here, was 0 for 1 in the ballgame, grounded out to second base back in the second inning. First pitch, low and inside, ball 1. 2 quick outs in the inning after the line out by Holly and the ground out by Connor Young, and then back-to-back base hits into center field. The Eagles trying to get something going here in the bottom of the third with 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch to Fluid. Base hit, left field, past the diving third baseman. Ritchie around third, he's going to be sent. Here comes the throw, overthrown, and that'll allow both runners to advance. The throw down to second behind Fluid, not in time, and it's an RBI base hit by David Fluid. And the throw home allows both runners to advance. So now runners at second and third with 2 outs. And in steps Braden Rogers. Nice piece of hitting there on 3 singles in a row for the Eagles, all with 2 outs, and it puts 2 runs on the board now on the 4th hit of the ball game. So an RBI single by Fluid scores Tate Ritchie from second. Grooms advances to third, and Fluid into second on the throw. And now Braden Rogers will step in. He struck out back in the second inning, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Rogers hitting .259 on the season with 7 RBIs. Be a great time for a base hit here. First pitch from Lambert. Sails high for ball 1. Nice play there by Gordon. Keep that from going past. 2 outs in the inning, and a single by Ritchie, a single by Grooms, and an RBI single by Fluid. We're tied up at 2 apiece. Lambert comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Rogers. Low and away. Ball 2. Nice job to check there by Rogers. Takes it for ball 2. 2-0 the count to the sophomore catcher. With Justin Soto, the right fielder, on deck for Georgetown. Rogers back in from the right side. Lambert looks in and gets the sign from Gordon. Will come set in the stretch. Step off by Lambert. And so we'll all reset and do it again here. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. 1 run across the inning on 3 hits with 2 outs here by Georgetown. The 2-0 pitch to Rogers. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to the junior catcher, Braden Rogers, with runners on second and third. Hayden Grooms will lead off third. David Fluid off second. Lambert looks in and gets the sign. He'll come set in the stretch. The 3-0 pitch. Inside, called. Strike 1. Great pitch to let go there. Not one you want to hit at. So Rogers will reset with a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Lambert comes set. The 3-1 pitch. Rogers hits it into right field. Base hit. Groom scores from third. Fluid being waved around. He'll score. It's 4-2 Georgetown on a 2 RBI base hit by Braden Rogers. Oh, baby. Georgetown cooking with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. A big hit there by Rogers. Scores both runs, and the Eagles double the lead now, 4-2. And here comes the courtesy runner for the catcher, Rogers. I believe it's number 9, the Crutch, coming out to run. And in steps Justin Soto for the Eagles. And now the infield will come to meet for the Raiders. But a 2 RBI base hit by Braden Rogers with 2 outs here in the inning. Scores Fluid and Grooms. 4 singles in a row for the Eagles here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third to answer the 1 run they gave up in the top of the third. Now here comes Coach Darrell Reeves to talk to the home plate umpire. Short visit is over. Justin Soto steps in now. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, Soto was hit by a pitch back in the second inning. Stands in here. The runner at first base. Lambert will come set in the stretch. The first pitch to Soto. It's high for ball 1. Number 9, Colton Crutchfield, running for the catcher, Rogers, down at first base. Crutch will lead off there, held on by Fletcher. Throw over to first base, Crutch back easily as he just has to lay down, as tall as he is. An errant water bottle finds its way onto the field. Gordon wasn't watching as the coach came out to get the water bottle, thought it was a mound visit. He had it out there. Turns back around and we'll reset. 1 ball, no strikes to Soto. A runner at first base with 2 outs. Another throw to first, not in time. Lambert comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Soto. Just misses him for ball 2. 2-0 the count. After tonight's ball game, enjoy a good Friday. Tomorrow, then Saturday, head over to Lake Travis. 11 o'clock, the JV game. Varsity game will follow shortly thereafter. About 1 o'clock, we'll have it live here on the SHN Sports Network. 2-0 pitch on the corner on the outside for a called strike to Soto. 2-1 the count. And then next week, the final week of of district play for your Eagles, as they will have senior night here on, I believe it's senior night, on Tuesday night against the Pflugerville Panthers. And we'll finish up the district season on the road at Pflugerville on Friday night next week. The 2-1 pitch, Crutch off and running. The pitch is high. The throw down to Hartgrove, off the glove of Hartgrove into center field. Crutchfield will get up and he'll head to third base. The throw comes wide there, so Crutchfield, stolen base there. We'll see if they put up an error as it went off the glove of Hartgrove into center field. But a good heads-up play there by Crutch. Get up and move to third base. And now a 3-1 count to Soto. Crutchfield, the second stolen base of the ball game for the Eagles. As the ball squirts away, advances to third base. Now Soto comes set. Lambert, the 3-1 pitch. Soto takes it for ball 4. A 2-out walk, runners on the corners, and in steps Ryan Castilleja, who's 1 for 1 in the ball game. He had an RBI single back in the second inning. It's the first walk issued by Lambert. Soto hit by the pitch in the second inning, stole second base, scored the run on the base hit by Castilleja. Ryan steps in here, 1 for 1 in the ball game with that RBI single. A chance to do more damage with 2 outs and runners on the corners. Throw over to first base. Soto dives back in safely. The wind's starting to pick up out of right field, coming out of the south. not the rail. The first pitch here, Soto heads to second base, and he'll be in there with a stolen base. The ball squirts away, and that'll score Crutchfield from third base. An error there, and Crutchfield heads up running as it squirts under the glove of Hartgrove. It looked like the second baseman, Langerhans, was going to cut it off. And he let it go, and it went underneath Hartgrove's glove into center field, and Crutchfield scores. It's 5-2, Georgetown. And they did rule the last throwing error off the glove of Hartgrove, the error off of his glove. So an E4 and that one an E2 as the throw gets into center field. And now Castilleja takes it high for ball. See where the count is now. 2-0 the count. First pitch was a ball. So Soto with the stolen base. Advances to third on that error. And so Crutchfield advances to third on the error by the second baseman and scores on the error by the catcher. Now a 2-ball, no strike count to Castilleja with 2 outs and a runner at second, and Soto. 4 runs across here in the bottom of the third for Georgetown. The 2-0 pitch down the right field line, curls foul. Castilleja would have had another RBI and a single there, if not a double, as he took a shot down the line, but it just pushes foul. And it's a 2-1 count now to Castilleja with 2 outs as Soto heads back to second base. So 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits, 2 errors so far. Castilleja back in for the right side. A 2-1 count as Lambert comes set in the stretch. The 2-1 pitch, up and in. Ball 3, 3-1 to count now. Jack Kiki on deck. Should Castilleja reach base? Lambert comes set. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, and the count goes full now as Hartgrove's hat blows into shallow left field. So a full count here with 2 outs to Ryan Castilleja. Lambert looks in and gets a sign from his catcher, Gordon. Comes set in the stretch. Soto off second. The payoff pitch to Castilleja. Up and in, ball 4. Another 2-out walk, has runners at first and second. And that'll bring up Jack Kiki. I thought Soto advanced to third on that error. He stayed at second base. So the error scored Crutch from third base. But now Jack Kiki will step in. He's 0-for-1 in the ball game. He grounded into the force out at second base that retired Castilleja in the bottom of the second for the Eagles. First pitch here to Kiki. Misses low for ball 1. Nice block there by Gordon as the breaking pitch down to the turf. 1-0 the count to Jack Kiki with Luke Holly on deck. Luke started the inning with a leadoff line drive snagged by Olivas at third base. And he's in the on-deck circle. The 9th hitter at the plate now in Jack Kiki for the Eagles here in the bottom of the third. The 1-0 pitch, square to bunt, pulls it back, takes it on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 to count to Jack Kiki. Runners on first and second for the Eagles. 4 runs across here in the bottom of the third. 5-2 your score. Georgetown leads it here in the bottom of the third. Lambert comes set. The 1-1 pitch to Jack. Up high, ball 2. 2-1 to count. Soto leads off second. Castilleja off first. Kiki in from the right side as Lambert comes set in the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled off, back to the screen. 2-2. Now the count to the junior shortstop, Jack Kiki. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3. So now the count runs full. Lambert started to strut off thinking it was out. Got the strikeout. Ball 3 as it missed the inside corner. Activity down the first baseline in the Cedar Ridge bullpen. A long inning here for the Georgetown Eagles in the bottom of the third. They gave up 1 run in the top of the third and have answered with 4 here in the bottom of the third to take the lead for the first time of the ball game, and now they lead at 5-2. Lambert comes set. Runners are going to be off on the pitch. The 3-2 pitch up high, ball 4. 3 walks in a row, have the bases loaded for Georgetown. After 4 runs have already crossed in the inning, and that'll bring up Luke Hawley for the second time in the inning. And here comes Coach Reeves, and this may be all for Lambert for the Raiders. We'll take a quick timeout. Eagle baseball will continue here in a moment on the SHN Sports Network. Back here live Eagle Field after the pitching change. Number 11, Bryson Batten comes on. He's the junior right-hander, 6'1", 160 pounds. First pitch to Luke Hawley. Misses inside for ball 1. Luke Hawley, the 10th batter of the inning for the Eagles. Steps in. Lined out to third base, snagged by Olivas to start the inning. Steps in here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Second pitch, skips in for ball 2, 2-0 the count. 2 2/3 innings for Lambert. Can't close the book on him yet, as he is responsible for all 3 base runners right now for the Eagles on base. Batting from the stretch, the 2-0 pitch to Hawley. Misses outside, ball 3, 3-0 the count. Holly back in. Batten comes set from the stretch. The 3-0 pitch to Luke. That one's right down the middle for a called strike. 3-1 to count now to Luke Holly. 2 outs in the innings. 4 runs across. The bases loaded on 3 walks in a row by Lambert. The 3-1 pitch. Holly, ground ball out towards shorter third. Olivas will cut it off. The throw across the diamond in time to get Holly and the Eagles here in the bottom of the third, but not before Georgetown picks up 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 3 runners left on base. After 3 complete, Georgetown leads at 5-2 over the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Eagle baseball will continue after this. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. Tillman Brown on for his 4th inning of work through 3 innings. Tillman has allowed 1 run on 3 hits, 2 runs on 3 hits, struck out 3, walked 1. The first pitch of the inning is up high and inside for ball 1 to Olivas. Olivas, Gordon, and Rice due up here in the top of the 4th. For the Raiders, Olivas 0 for 1 in the ballgame, reached and scored a run. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning. The 1-0 pitch from Tillman Brown. Through 3 innings, Brown has thrown 54 pitches. This one misses low and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. The 2-0 pitch misses high and inside, ball 3. 3-0 the count to Olivas. And now you got to wonder what that long inning does to your pitcher as he has to sit. No rhythm to stay in. A long break there. Does it take him time to warm back up? The 3-0 pitch to Olivas. Outside ball 4, a leadoff walk on 4 pitches. Second walk issued by Tillman Brown here in the ball game. And that'll bring up the catcher, Riggs Gordon. He is 0 for 0 in the ball game. He walked and left. He was walked back in the 2nd inning. Was left stranded on base. Brown down from the stretch. Comes set. The first pitch to Gordon misses inside for ball 1. And a quick timeout here. Here comes quickly. A little effort there out of Coach Vieira. Quick mound visit. And the Eagles will join him on the mound. Quick timeout. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. King's Pest Control, serving Williamson County's pest control needs for over 40 years. Family and locally owned since 1982. Same-day appointments, no contracts. Give them a call, 512-930-PEST, 512-930-7378, or go visit them, kingspest.com. They'll take care of you at King's Pest. And we go back to action here after a quick visit. Coach Vieira Very direct with his players real quick. Now back off the mound. Brown comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Square to bunt, pulls it back. Rogers throw down as Olivas tries to steal, and he'll be tagged out. Nope. Called safe. So another stolen base for Olivas, his second of the ball game. Good throw down by Rogers. Just not in time. The tag not applied in time. So Olivas down at second base with no outs. 2-0 count here. To the catcher, Riggs Gordon, who walked back in the second inning. Brown comes set, a look at second base. Turn towards second. No throw as Olivas dives back in. Coach Reeves down at third base. Talking to his base runner, Olivas. Brown comes set again at the stretch. A look at second base. The 2-0 pitch. Fly ball hit out into left field. Tate Ritchie turns and runs. But he's going to get turned around again and make the catch for out number one. Nice play there by Tate. And gets it in quickly so Olivas can't advance. So a nice play there by Tate Ritchie. F7 in the book to retire Riggs Gordon for the first out. And with one out in the inning, that'll bring up Kai Rice, the center fielder. He reached on an error back in the second inning. And it was picked off on a 1-3-6 pickoff by Tillman Brown. Rice steps in here from the left side with one out and a runner at second base. Brown comes set in the stretch, a peek at second base. The first pitch to Rice. Swing and a miss, strike one. The 0-1 pitch, square to bunt, pulls it back. It's low. It's off the umpire. Rogers will throw it down to third, and he gets by Grooms. Coming up with his Tate Ritchie. But Olivas unable to advance. But Ritchie's throw over Grooms, played by Braden Rogers. But Olivas saw it quickly. Rogers had to find it. It went off the chest protector of the umpire and dropped straight down at his feet. By the time Braden grabbed it, he threw down to third, but Grooms not ready for it. We'll see what the call at the plate is. I think it was ball one. It should be a 1-1 count now, maybe 2-1. We'll see what the home plate umpire signals. 1-1 the count. But Olivas up to third base. I wonder what they're going to rule a wild pitch. I would assume we'll look at the game changer for the update. Brown comes set, the 1-1 pitch to Rice. Squares the bunt, bunts it down the first baseline, but it's going to curl foul. So the count now 1-2 Beautiful bunt there. If it stays foul, would have scored the run from third. But instead, they reset. So Kai Rice will step back in with a 1-2 count. One out, a runner at third base here in the top of the fourth. Cedar Ridge trying to get back into this one as they trail 5-2. Now Tillman will step out and reset. And now Coach Chad Payne will work with the communication gear on the catcher, Braden Rogers, so a quick timeout there. But Tillman Brown in his fourth inning of work here for the Eagles. Cedar Ridge took the first lead of the ball game, 1-0 back at the top of the second. Georgetown answered one of their own on an RBI base hit by Ryan Castilleja with 2 outs to tie it up at 1 apiece. And then to go to the top of the third, the Raiders put up one more run and took a 2-1 lead over Georgetown. And then Georgetown lit it up there in the bottom of the third inning. With 2 outs, the Eagles had 4 base hits in a row. A single by Ritchie, a single by Grooms, an RBI single by Fluitt, and a 2 RBI single by Braden Rogers to take a 5-2 lead, and that's where we sit now here in the top of the fourth. Things back ready to go as Tillman Brown comes set in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into center field. Luke Colley to his right will make the catch, but that'll give Olivas the chance to tag up and score the third run of the ballgame for the Raiders. So a sac fly there by Kai Rice plates the third run of the ballgame for the Raiders. F8 in the book to retire the out of Rice for out number 2 on that sac fly. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, that'll bring up the left fielder, Carter Copeland. He's 1 for 1 in the ballgame. He singled back in the third to lead things off. He came around to score the second run of the ballgame. Steps in here is Brown from the windup. First pitch swinging. Ball into right field. Soto to his left, settles under it, makes the catch. And the top of the fourth comes to an end, but not before. The Raiders pick up 1 run on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 3.5, 5-3, Georgetown leads it over Cedar Ridge. Eagle baseball will continue in a moment here on the SHN Sports Network.
Yeah. I'm the big homie, for those of y'all that don't know me. One and only, name another rapper, this Cody. Can't show me these down bad rap phonies. Take a pic to Ricky Bobby, shaking Bake Brody. Pin rolling, never sleep, I just keep going. Hit my peak now, I just started like my name Tommy. Had a vision, this was destined for my life story. Bible by my side, I keep it like a gun on me. War ready, and we ain't afraid to get bloody. Told me I should quit my day job, that's funny. Hate will always elevate me, I'ma keep showing. Out and selling, record spinning, it ain't never slowing. Take the state the crown, I don't need it, got the sound. I'ma be the king forever, even when they count me out. Favorite rapper, raise a bar from the ground. Taking risks you never dreamed of, get my name up out your mouth. Don't talk, it's silent on the floor, kings walk. We gon' drag your body through the door in shock. How I got 'em asking for a tour, man, stop. I'ma need a second, maybe more. I'm the big homie, for those of y'all that don't know me. One and only, name another rapper, this Cody. Can't show me these down bad rap phonies. Take a pic to Ricky Bobby, shaking Bake Brody. Independent on my own, on my stand. Taking handles, not for me, I like the back of my demands. Bet against me, I'ma need that money coming in advance. I play with God's hand, you ain't never stood a chance. Take over your playlist, I'm that dude, set the mood. No, I've always been on top, I play it cool, nothing new. They said I should flex and then bring in the juice. School the rules, came and stuck up the game and we running fools on the loose. I'm the big homie, for those of y'all that don't know.
To the bottom of the fourth we go, and in steps Connor Young, the top of the lineup for the Eagles, to lead it off here against Batten on in his second inning of relief. First pitch misses for ball 1. Young 0 for 2 in the ball game, a fly out and a strikeout. The 1-0 pitch. Swing, fly ball, back out of play. 1-1 to count now. To the Eagles' second baseman, Connor Young. A 1-1 pitch. Young, a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. Not a fly out and a strikeout for Connor Young. 2 ground outs. I was looking at the Cedar Ridge part of the scorebook. A ground out to second in the first, a short in the third, as he leads things off here in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-2 pitch. Young takes it low and inside for ball 2. 2-2 the count now. So the book on Lambert closed. He gave up 5 runs through 2 2/3 innings. On 5 hits, struck out 2, walked 3, 1 hit by pitch. 2-2 pitch misses for ball 3. 3-2 the count now to Connor Young. 72 pitches thrown by Lambert. As Batten works here in the bottom of the fourth. From the windup, the payoff pitch. Young right back up the middle into center field. A base hit to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth for Georgetown. That'll be Connor Young's first hit of the ball game. 6th hit of the night for Georgetown. That'll bring up Tate Ritchie. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. He started a 2-out rally back in the bottom of the third with the first single and came around to score the first run on the base hit by David Fluid. First pitch to Ritchie, squares the bunt. Ball gets away on a wild pitch by Batten, and that allowed Connor Young to scoot into second base. A 1-0 the count to Tate Ritchie. A runner now in scoring position. Ritchie back in for the right side. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out looking in the first. Singled and a run scored in the third. Batten from the stretch comes set. A look back at second base. The 1-0 pitch, square to bunt. Ritchie misses this one for a strike. That throw back down to second behind Connor Young, and he got caught by Gordon. So a pickoff there by the catcher, 2-6. To erase the base runner here. We're out number 1. 1-1 to count now to Tate Ritchie with the bases empty. And 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. From the windup, the 1-1. Ritchie gives this one a ride down the left field line, but out of play. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Batten ready to go from the windup. The 1-2 pitch to Ritchie. Breaking pitch finds the inside corner after Ritchie had kind of turned to it. What a pitch there for the strikeout, looking for out number 2.
Number 16, Hayden Grooms.
First strikeout for Batten. And in steps Hayden Grooms. Hayden 1 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out in the first. Base hit, scored a run in the third. 2 outs and the base is empty here. In the bottom of the fourth, first pitch misses low and outside for ball 1. This pitch bounded out towards short. Hartgrove fields it. The throw across the diamond in time. Nice scoop there by Fletcher to retire Grooms and the Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 4 complete innings, Georgetown leads it 5-3 over the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Eagle baseball will continue in a moment here on the SH. Back here to Eagle Field, we go to the top of the 5th inning. And a new pitcher on for your Georgetown Eagles. The first pitch to the leadoff man, Jake Shoemaker, is in there for a called strike. It's Andrew Cornell, the junior lefty, working here in the top of the 5th for Georgetown. From the windup, the 0-1 pitch to Shoemaker. That breaking pitch just misses for ball 1. Shoemaker 0 for 2 in the ball game. He's the one that flew out to center field in the first, struck out swinging in the 3rd. He leads things off here in the top of the 5th for the Raiders. Cornell from the windup works from the third base side of the rubber. The 1-1 pitch. That one's up and away for ball 2. Tillman Brown, wild man. The wild thing, Rick Vaughn. Our own Rick Vaughn. Tillman Brown goes 4 innings, throws 66 pitches. Struck out 3, walked 2. Rick gave up 3 runs, 3 hits. This breaking pitch in there. The big bender by Cornell in there for called strike 2 as Shoemaker shakes his head. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tillman Brown in line for the win as it sits with the 5-3 lead. The 2-2 pitch. Line drive hit between first and second into right field. And Shoemaker set on that breaking pitch and drove it into right field. First hit allowed by Cornell. And a leadoff base runner here in the 5th for the Raiders. We'll bring up Hudson Hartgrove. And a quick visit here from head coach Jordan Vieira. In the top of the 5th inning. We'll take the break with them. Georgetown baseball will continue in a moment. Bullpen for the Georgetown Eagles. Number 15, Landon Bullock, the lefty, will come on to pitch for the Eagles with no outs and a runner at first base here in the top of the 5th inning. Call to the bullpen brought to you by King's Pest Control, serving Williamson County's pest control needs for over 40 years. Bullock from the stretch, throw to first base. Shoemaker dives back in safely there. Bullock, the lefty, comes set from the third base side of the rubber. Another throw to first base. Tagged by Fluid, not in time. Shoemaker safe. The first pitch to Hartgrove. Outside corner, called strike one. Oh, on the count to Hudson Hartgrove. Struck out the first. Look, struck out swinging in the third. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive hit down the right field line. It'll be down. Soto gives chase. It's going to get all the way out to the corner. Shoemaker's going to be waved, or nope, he'll be stopped at third. He wasn't watching his coach. Darrell Reeves is waving him. He came to stop on the base. And now Coach Reeves is coming to talk. He called time. He went out on the field like he was to talk to the field umpire. Comes to talk to the home plate umpire. So a double down the right field line for Hudson Hartgrove. Has runners on second and third here. On back-to-back base hits for the Raiders. So now with runners on second and third and no outs, we go to the number 3 hitter in the Raider lineup, the first baseman, Matthew Fletcher. Fletcher steps in. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out in the first, an RBI single in the third. Was left stranded at third base. Steps in here. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with Bullock and Fletcher. First pitch from Bullock. Ground ball chopped down the first baseline. Foul. 0-1 to count. Saturday, 11 o'clock, JV will be on the road at Lake Travis to take on the Cavaliers JV. Then following after that, about 1, 2 o'clock, the varsity matchup. The 0-1 pitch misses low and outside, ball one. 1-1 to Fletcher now. Georgetown will take on the Cavaliers over at Lake Travis High School. Be a great day to go out and watch Eagle baseball. JV at 11, varsity following. Then next week, the final district series. Take on the Pflugerville Panthers on Tuesday and Friday. The 1-1 pitch to Fletcher. Fly ball out into right field. Soto comes up, makes the catch. He'll come up throwing towards the plate. Cut off by Fluid. The throw to third is not in time as Hartgrove slides in safely just ahead of the tag. So a sac fly there by Fletcher. Scores the 4th run of the ball game. It's 5-4 now.
Now batting number 25, Blake Milberger.
So that run charged to Andrew Cornell. Now the infield will come in for the Eagles. F9 in the scorebook on the out of Fletcher on that sac fly. The RBI scoring Shoemaker from third. And now Blake Milberger up the middle under the glove of Bullock into center field. An RBI single there for Blake Milberger, the DH, who's now 2 for 2 in the ball game, and it ties it up at 5 apiece. Here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting number 29, Casey Lingerhans.
Well, that drives in Hartgrove from third base on that RBI single by Milberger, and Kason Lingerhans steps in. First pitch swinging, pops it up into foul territory. Grooms makes a spectacular catch as he almost overran it. It makes the catch for out number 2. So a big out there as Lingerhans pops out to the third baseman. So P5 for out number 2. That'll bring up Diego Olivas. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He has scored 2 of the 5 runs. reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the second inning. Walked and scored a run in the fourth inning. Stands in here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Bullock comes set. The first pitch to Olive is fouled off back to the screen. 0-1 to count. Bullock comes set in the stretch. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball up the middle. Bullock will fill this one. He'll head to first base and pitch it to Fluid. We're out number 3 to retire the Raiders here at the top of the 5th. But not before they pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. And 1 runner left on base. After 4.5, it's tied up 5-5. 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Raiders. 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Eagles. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. Stay with us.
Royalty, put blame on me. Hate my trend, word up OG. Watch how you talking your tone. What I be on, you cannot make me a clone. You already know T versus T. They testing my character. Compared to every white boy in America. I'm doing it different, attacking the limits, won't fit the criteria. Here in stereo, saying American. Hang around you and your crew's embarrassing. Take that sneak post down, flexing on me is hilarious. Don't take it from me, I put it in work. Listen to see where I've been. I am the foretelling by the masses. Read by the skull on my saber and pen. Put down the mic and he calling me in. Can I receive it? Do it for them. You living and breathing within. And so did the OGs. They just all verses and know me. Don't get offended, it's already written. Just shooting the movie, spin me in 2 C's. Credit for me is cheated and proven. 1 tape down and I'm still on go. Can't put them on 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks.
At Eagle Field, we go to the bottom of the 5th. And a new pitcher takes the mound for the Raiders. It'll be the first baseman. Now the pitcher, Matthew Fletcher. The lefty will come on to pitch against Fluid, Rogers, and Soto. The first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Fluid 1 for 2 in the ball game. Rounded out in the second. RBI single in the third and scored a run. Fletcher works from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch to Fluid. Misses low and inside for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Defensively for the Raiders, Fletcher goes from first base to the mound. And Mabry comes in defensively at first base wearing number 13 for the Raiders. The 1-1 pitch to Fluid. Breaking pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 to count. Fletcher comes set. The 2-1 pitch. This is inside. Ball 3. 3-1 to count now. Down at first base, the 6'4", 190-pound junior, Matthew Mabry, wears number 13. On the mound, the lefty, 6'2", 210-pound senior, Matthew Fletcher. 3-1 pitch, fouled off back to the screen. The count goes full now to David Fluid, leading off here for the Georgetown Eagles. So a full count to Fluid, leading it off. The payoff pitch. Fluid sends it down the third baseline, but it curls foul. And we'll reset and do it again with no outs, leading off the bottom of the 5th here for Georgetown. We set it up, and here we go. The payoff pitch. Fouled off to the screen. Fluid stays alive. Eastview and Elgin doing battle over at Elgin. Last I saw was in the 8th inning, tied up. Ball hit up the middle. Fletcher will field it. He'll run towards first, pitch it to Mabry for out number 1. 1-3 on the putout to retire Fluid here in the bottom of the 5th. And with 1 out, that'll bring up the catcher, number 14, Braden Rogers. Rogers 1 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out in the 2nd, and then a 2 RBI single back in the 3rd. And Crutchfield ran for the catcher. Rogers came around to score a run in the inning. First pitch swinging, fouled off, out of play, 0-1 on Rogers. Weiss and Pflugerville doing battle tonight in district play. The 0-1 pitch to Rogers, breaking pitch in there. What a dirty pitch there by Fletcher. And now an 0-2 count to Rogers. Hendrickson won it 13-1 over Pflugerville Conley tonight. So they take that best of 2 series, 2 games to none. The 0-2 pitch inside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. To Braden Rogers, 1 out, the base is empty. And now Fletcher working from the stretch. Third base side of the rubber comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off to the screen. As Ellie Fletch is there, it hit about a foot away from her camera up against the netting. We'll reset with a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Braden Rogers. Fletcher's pitch. Rogers grounds one high. Bouncer Olivas on the run. Throws across the diamond. Pulls the runner off the bag. Oh, my goodness. You got to be kidding me. They're going to call him out on the tag, and here comes Jordan Vieira all the way out to talk to the field umpire. Rogers is going to stay down at first base. He's going to wait to see if Coach Vieira gets some assistance on this appeal. The first baseman, Mabry, was way off into foul territory. Kind of lunged back towards the base path. I'm going to say get him at the foot, but he would have been behind where he was looking. The tag was on the first base side of the foul line. The umpire was into the field of play, so we'll see what they do here. Would not expect an overturn, but we'll see what we get. But they have their discussion down the first baseline. They're going to call him out at first.
Now batting number 17, Justin Soto.
First pitch in here to Justin Soto's in there for a called strike. So 5-3 on the put out of Rogers for out number 2. Second out of the inning. Base is empty. Soto, an 0-1 count, the 0-1 pitch. Scooped up down by Gordon for ball 1. 1-1 as it skips in. Soto, 0 for 0 in the ball game. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the second. Walked and left stranded at third base in the 3rd inning. 1-1 pitch from Fletcher. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a beautiful off-speed curveball. Outside. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Soto almost got hit again. So a 2-2 count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. To Justin Soto here in the bottom of the 5th. 5-5 score. Fletcher comes set, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Eagles go in order here in the bottom of the 5th. After 5 complete innings, 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Raiders. 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Eagles. Georgetown Eagle Baseball returns for the 6th inning in just a moment here on the SHN Sports Network. Back here we go to the top of the 6th inning, all tied up at 5 apiece. As the Eagles bring on a new pitcher in Zeke Hernandez. First pitch from Zeke, sent right back up the middle for a base hit by Riggs Gordon, the catcher. His first hit of the ball game. 7th hit of the ball game for the Raiders. Zeke comes on here at the top of the 6th. The first pitch by Gordon sent right back up the middle. He had walked in the 2nd inning, flew out to left in the 4th. He opens it up with the leadoff base hit here in the top of the 6th, and in steps Kai Rice, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Kai Rice reached on an error in the 2nd before being picked off, and then had a sac fly back in the 4th inning. It scored Olivas. Zeke from the stretch. A bunt attempt by Rice, a swing and a miss there. 0-1 to count to the center fielder, Kai Rice, with Carter Copeland on deck for the Raiders here in the top of the 6th inning. Bunt out in front of the mound. Zeke to second base in plenty of time. On to first. And not in time to turn the double play, so Kai Rice will reach on a fielder's choice. As the lead runner was cut down at second. Nice play by Zeke there to flip to Kiki at second base. 1-3, or 1-6 to cut down that lead runner for out number 1. So Gordon's retired, and we go to the bottom of the lineup to Carter Copeland, left fielder, who's 1 for 2 in the ball game. He singled in the 3rd. And then flew out to right field in the 4th inning. Steps in 1 for 2 in the ball game. And Cedar Ridge responds with 2 in the top of the 5th to tie it up 5-5 as we battle here at the top of the 6th inning. Zeke will step off and reset. Ezekiel Hernandez, number 20, the right-hander for the Eagles. Comes set on the mound. Throw over to first base. It's Kai Rice back in easily there. No runs in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th for the Raiders. Georgetown with no runs in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, and then zeros in the 4th and 5th inning. We're squared up at 5 apiece. Square to bunt, bunted out. Zeke Hernandez fields it. His throw to first this time. On the sack bunt by Copeland. And now with 2 outs, the Raiders have a runner in scoring position at second base. 1-3 on the putout of Copeland on that bunt attempt, that sack bunt. For out number 2. And now with a runner at second base and 2 outs, I'll go back to the top of the lineup to Jake Shoemaker. Shoemaker 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Flew out to center in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. Singled and scored a run in the 5th. First pitch from Hernandez here. In there for a called strike to Shoemaker. 0-1 to count. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 by Shoemaker. Jake Shoemaker, the right fielder, the leadoff hitter for the Raiders. Now Connor Young, the second baseman, into the hole at second. The runner is off. Rogers will throw down to third, and it's in time to get Kai Rice caught stealing at third base. For out number 3 here in the top of the 6th. 2-5 on the caught stealing to erase the base runner and the Raiders. Here in the top of the 6th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 5.5, the score remains tied 5-5. Eagle baseball continues in just a moment. Back here at Eagle Field, we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. The Eagles will bring up the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Castilleja, Kiki, and Holly. Ryan Castilleja, the DH, steps in 1 for 1 in the ballgame. An RBI single in the second, and he was walked and left stranded in the third as he leads off here against Fletcher in the sixth. First pitch misses for ball 1. The ball pops out of the glove of Gordon. One to know the count to Ryan Castilleja, the senior DH for Georgetown. Fletcher comes set, the 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike, 1-1 to count. Castilleja led off the scoring for the Eagles in the bottom of the second with the RBI single with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch, checks his swing. Nope, said he went around. So 1-2 the count now to Castilleja. But then drew a 2-out walk. Georgetown did all their damage with 2 outs in the third inning. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball 2, 2-2 the count now. To the senior DH, Ryan Castilleja. Casty back in for the right side. Fletcher, the big lefty, comes set in the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Low and outside, ball 3. The count's gone full now. To Castilleja leading it off for the Eagles here at the bottom of the sixth. The score tied 5 apiece between Cedar Ridge and your Eagles. The payoff pitch. Base hit, or ball hit right up the middle. Dive by the second baseman, can't get to it. And that'll be a leadoff base hit for Castilleja in Georgetown. Good piece of hitting by Castilleja tonight. 2 for 2 now on the night. And a big leadoff single here in the bottom of the sixth. The Eagles trying to take the lead back. Here will be a pinch runner for Castilleja. King will come in to run here for the Eagles, number 22. Second hit allowed by Fletcher as Luke Holly steps in now. Correction, Jack Kiki steps in. He's 0 for 1 of the ball game. Hit into a fielder's choice situation to end the bottom of the second, and then walked and left stranded in the third. And Jack steps in here with no outs and a runner at first base. Throw over to first base, not in time as King dives back in under the tag. As Kiki had squared the bunt early. The second baseman was charging in with the third baseman. So Kiki now will step back in after getting the signs from Coach Vieira in the dugout. King leads off first. Fletcher comes set. The pitch is in there for a called strike as Kiki pulled the bat back early and took it for a strike. 0-1 to count to the junior shortstop, Jack Kiki. On deck is Luke Holly for the Eagles here. In the bottom of the sixth, Kiki squares again. The 0-1 pitch. Kiki bunts it down the first baseline. Second baseman up with it to play to first in time. A sack bunt there by Kiki moves King into scoring position at second base, so 1 out. So good piece of bunting there by Jack Kiki. 4-3 on the putout for the first out on that sack bunt. Luke Holly steps in. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Lined out back of the third inning to start things out. Snagged by Olivas at third base. Then grounded out to Olivas to end the third inning. Steps in here with 1 out and a runner at second. First pitch from Fletcher. Holly lays off and takes it outside for ball 1. The breaking pitch just missed. Broke too late behind the plate. 1 ball and no strikes to Luke Holly. Batting here in the bottom of the sixth with 1 out and a runner at second base. Fletcher looks in and comes set in the stretch. The 1-0 pitch to Luke. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Low and outside. 1-1 to count down to the senior center fielder, Luke Holly. Luke back in from the right side. The lefty Fletcher works from the third base side of the rubber, gets a sign and comes set in the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. Outside corner called, strike 2. So now a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Holly with 1 out and a runner at second base, with Connor Young on deck for the Eagles. Fletcher comes set. A look at second base. The one, nope, he'll turn towards second, but no one there. King back easily there. Fletcher comes set. A look at second base. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's down to the turf. The catcher will go to third base with it. Not in time. King slides in safely. He had the out at first base if he throws down to get Holly, but he goes for the lead runner, and he's safe, and bases now occupied at first and third with 1 out, and Connor Young coming up.
Now batting number 23, Connor Young.
The rubber pellets face first into the face of King. But a good play there. Strikeout for Fletcher, his second, but the runner reaches base on the drop third strike. And the play there tries to throw down to third, and King advanced. Runners on the corners. First pitch, square to bunt. Connor Young misses it for strike 1. Connor Young 1 for 3 on the night. Grounded out in the first, grounded out in the third, singled, and picked off in the 4th inning. A timeout here. King had to tie the shoe down at third base. And now we'll reset. King off third base. Holly off first. The throw to first base. A little toss over. Holly back standing. No balls and 1 strike to Connor Young with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Georgetown has the go-ahead run 90 feet away at third base and King. Fletcher comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Holly off and running. No throw down. No throw down to third behind King, but a stolen base by Holly. Has runners in scoring position at second and third now. Called strike 2. 0-2 the count now to Connor Young. Leadoff batter for the Eagles, playing second base tonight. Here in the 6th inning. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Young up to bat. Ritchie on deck. 1 out. An 0-2 count here as Fletcher comes set in the stretch. Young will square to bat. Bunt. He'll pull it back. He gets away from the catcher, and here comes King. He's going to score the go-ahead run. The Eagles lead it 6-5. So a wild pitch by Fletcher. His set correction by Fletcher. Makes it a 1-2 count. And a 6-5 score as Luke Holly moves up to third base on the same wild pitch. So now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. King did some big base running there for the Eagles. Courtesy ran, or pinch ran for Castilleja. Does a great job of moving up on the sac bunt. Advancing to third on the drop third strike of Luke Holly and beats the throw down and then scores on the wild pitch. A 1-2 pitch, called strike 3 on Connor Young. The home plate umpire saying it's now 2-2. They're saying it should be strike 3. So the Cedar Ridge coaching staff saying it should be strike 3. Home plate umpire had it as 2-2. So we'll see what happens. They went over to talk to Coach Vieira. They're going to say it's 2-2. Coach Reeves out to talk to the home plate umpire. So some confusion here. If it's a strikeout of Connor Young or the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The home plate umpire had it on the called strike. Is strike 2 at a 2-2 count. So the at-bat continues for Connor Young. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th. The infield in for the Raiders. 2-2 count here for Connor Young. Fletcher comes set, the 2-2 pitch. Connor Young hits it out to second, fielded by Langerhans. He'll throw to third behind Holly. The throw home gets away. It's an error, and the Eagles score. Connor Young up to second base. Olivas airmailed it to the plate over the head of the catcher Gordon, and Luke Holly cruises in with the 7th run. Eagles lead it by 2, 7-5. So Connor Young reaches on a fielder's choice to the second baseman. Advances on the throwing error by Olivas, the 3rd error of the ball game. For the Raiders, the error that Holly scores on, the E5, and now with 1 out, a runner at second, in steps Tate Ritchie, who's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Struck out looking in the first, singled and scored a run in the third, struck out looking in the fourth. So the Georgetown Eagles answer with 2 of their own in the bottom of the 6th to take the lead back 7-5 over Cedar Ridge. Fletcher comes set, the first pitch to Ritchie. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 to count to Tater. Senior left fielder tonight for the Eagles. Most nights you'll find him in right field. Tonight, anchoring it down in left field. The 0-1 pitch from Fletcher. Fly ball down the right field line, but it's going to be foul. 0-2 the count now. The Tate Ritchie. Good sprinkling of purple and black down the, kind of in the middle of the stands over to the first base line. Another good turnout of Eagle fans in blue. Here from the center over to third base. The 0-2 pitch to Tate Ritchie. Break and pitch, outside corner, called strike 3 again. Ritchie down on strikes for the 3rd time in the ball game. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Hayden Grooms. Grooms 1 for 3 in the ball game. Grounded out to short in the first. Singled and scored a run in the third. Grounded out to short in the fourth. Hayden will step in here. Hayden will continue his playing days after he graduates at McMurray. He will continue playing baseball for McMurray. In Abilene, the first pitch to Grooms. Pop fly on the infield. The catcher Gordon turns, retreats back, but it's going to go off of the netting right at the top of the clamshell. So 0-1 to count to the senior third baseman, Hayden Grooms. Grooms back in. Fletcher comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Grooms a swing and a miss on a big bender there. Nice pitch by Fletcher. 0-2 the count now with 2 outs and a runner at second base. 2 runs across in the inning for Georgetown. The 0-2 pitch. Fisted out towards short. It's going to be a tough one for Hargrove. On the run to throw across the diamond in time. Nice play by Hudson Hargrove, and the Eagles are retired here in the bottom of the 6th. But not before Georgetown picks up 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. After 6 innings, Georgetown 7, Cedar Ridge 5. Eagle baseball continues in a moment here on the SHN Sports Network. To the top of the 7th, Zeke Hernandez on the mound. The first pitch to Shoemaker is in there for a called strike. The Raiders down to their final 3 outs here to come back on this one. They trail 7-5 after Georgetown puts up 2 in the bottom of the 6th. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up. The 0-1 pitch from Zeke. Up and away, ball 1. Shoemaker, the leadoff man, the right fielder. 1 for 3 in the ball game. A fly out, a strikeout, and a single and a run scored in the 5th. The 1-1 pitch from Zeke. Line drive hit into right field. It'll be down for a leadoff base hit here in the top of the 7th. Second hit of the ball game for Shoemaker. And with a base hit to lead it off and a runner at first base, in steps the shortstop, Hudson Hartgrove. He's 1 for 3 as well. Struck out looking in the first, struck out swinging in the 3rd, and then doubled and scored a run in the 5th. Hartgrove back in for the right side as Zeke moves to the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. First pitch. Hartgrove lays off and takes it for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Hernandez comes set as he looks over at first base. The 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. Zeke comes set in the stretch. The 2-0 pitch. Beautiful pitch there by Zeke on the outside corner for a called strike 1. 2-1 to count. Two-two pitch. 2-1 pitch hit to left field, and it is a tie ball game. Hudson Hartgrove ties it up with a 2-run shot over the left field wall. 7-7 your score. A new ball game here with no outs in the top of the 7th. As Hudson Hartgrove deposits the 2-1 pitch over the left field wall, and a beautiful shot to tie it up at 7 apiece. Coach Payne out to visit with Zeke in the infield for Georgetown as we reset now at the top of the 7th. And no outs and the base is empty and a tie score, 7-7. And the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up. Fletcher, Milberger, and Langerhans. Martin Fletcher will step in, the pitcher. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out in the first, singled and left stranded in the 3rd. And had an RBI sac fly in the 5th inning. As he steps in here with no outs and the base is empty in the top of the 7th. And a 7-7 ball game. Fletcher in from the left side. Zeke back to the windup now with the bases empty. The first pitch to Fletcher. Outside for ball 1. A 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike 1. 1-1 to count now to Fletcher. The Eastview Patriots victorious tonight over the Elgin Wildcats. The 1-1 pitch. Misses low and inside for ball 2. 2-1 to count. To the pitcher, Matthew Fletcher. Eastview beats Elgin 5-4 in 10 innings at Elgin. So they split the best of 2 series, 1 apiece. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball off of himself. Pop back up and got him in the side of the helmet. So the count goes even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On Fletcher. No outs here in the top of the 7th. 2 runs after a leadoff single by Shoemaker and a 2-run home run by Hudson Hartgrove. The 2-2 pitch to Fletcher. Inside corner just misses. Somewhere for ball 3. Full count now to Fletcher with no outs, and the base is empty here in the top of the 7th. The payoff pitch. Fouled off. Look at that. Coach Vieira snagged it. He caught it in the air. Give him some credit. He just wants the out. He doesn't care about that. He wants the out, making the catch. We reset. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch to Fletcher. Fouled off, back out of play down the third baseline. Let's reset and do it again. So a big win there by Eastview tonight over Elgin. In district play, the payoff pitch. Missed for ball 4. And a walk to Fletcher has the go-ahead run on base now here at the top of the 7th. And now a pinch runner to come in and run for, or a courtesy runner to come run for the pitcher, Fletcher. No one prepared to run in the dugout. Now here comes number 3. Out to courtesy run for the Raiders. Number 3 will be Luke Irwin on to run for the pitcher, Fletcher. No outs. And in steps Blake Milberger, the DH, who's 2 for 3 on the night. Throw to first. Irwin back safely. Weiss beat Pflugerville tonight, 12-3 in district activity. So Hendrickson, Eastview, and Weiss get the wins. Another throw to first. Irwin dives back in safely under the tag of Fluid. No outs here in the top of the 7th. 2 runs across on a 2-run home run by Hudson Hargrove. And now with no outs, a runner at first base after a walk to Fletcher. The pitch to Milberger, squares the bunt, bunts at it and misses. The throw down to first behind the runner, not in time. But an 0-1 count to Milberger now. Zeke comes set. Square to bunt, the 0-1 pitch. Milberger pulls it back and takes it for ball 1. 1-1 to count. So with that, Pflugerville's eliminated from the playoffs. Conley has been eliminated. So now you have 5 teams vying for 4 spots in the playoffs. The bunt attempt by Milberger is foul. So now the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. To Milberger. Milberger back in for the right side. Zeke comes set in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Nope, a throw to first base. Irwin dives in safely. The 1-2 pitch misses low and outside for ball 2. So as it sits in District 23 5A, Georgetown, Eastview, and Pflugerville, or Hendrickson, all tied at 7-3 in the district standings. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 for Milberger. A big strikeout there by Zeke Hernandez for out number 1. And with 1 out, the runner at first, intercepts Kason Langerhans. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Reached on an error in the second, grounded out in the third, and popped out in foul territory in the 5th inning. Steps in here from the left side. Zeke comes set in the stretch. First pitch to Langerhans, misses for ball 1. Elgin's district season is over at 7-5, so they must sit and wait while the other 4 teams play their last series next week. Georgetown will play the Pflugerville Panthers. Eastview will play Hendrickson, so that battle right there will be an interesting to watch for those two teams to see how Elgin might just fall out of the playoffs after that loss tonight, with Pflugerville Weiss having Conley left on their schedule. The 2-0 pitch. Misses. Nope, outside corner. Called strike one, 2-1 to count to Langerhans. So Weiss will play a base hit over the shortstop Kiki into left field, and it's past Ritchie. It'll be all the way to the wall, and that'll score. The runner Irwin. The throw in is not going to be in time. It's going to be a one-out triple by Langerhans, and the Raiders take the 8-7 lead here at the top of the seventh. So an RBI triple for Kason Langerhans, the second baseman, gives the Raiders a lead. Eight to 7 here at the top of the seventh, and now a runner on third with one out. The infield in for the Eagles as Diego Olivas steps in. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. First pitch in there for a called strike. So as Elgin has to sit and watch in non-district action next week. Fisted out towards third. Grooms, bare hands, throw home, not in time. Another run scores there. On the fielder's choice by Olivas. It's 9-7, Cedar Ridge.
Now that number 18, Riggs Gordon.
So a runner at first base with one out. In steps Riggs Gordon. He's 1 for 2 at the ball game. Walked to the first, or walked to the second. Flew out to left in the fourth, and then singled. Still by Olivas of second base. Now another runner in scoring position with just one out here in the seventh. 4 runs across here for the Raiders. Oh, and 1 to count to Riggs Gordon. The 0-1 pitch from Zeke. Swing and a miss, strike 2. On deck, the center fielder, Kai Rice, who's 0 for 2 in the ball game for the Raiders. 1 out here in the top of the seventh. 4 runs across, a 9-7 lead for Cedar Ridge. The 0-2 pitch, fly ball back out of play. Reset with an 0-2 count. 1 out and a runner at second base. Zeke comes set. Look at second base. The 0-2 pitch. Gets away. A wild pitch here. And Olivas will move up to third base with 1 out and a 1-2 count. A tough go of it here at the seventh for the Eagles. A leadoff single followed up by a 2-run home run by Hudson Hargrove to tie things up. And then Fletcher steps in and draws a walk. Strikeout of Milberger, and then an RBI triple by Kason Langerhans. A 1-2 pitch. Misses for ball 2. 2-2 to count now to Riggs Gordon, the catcher. Zeke comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Misses low and outside. Ball 3. So a full count here to Riggs Gordon. 1 out, a runner at third base here at the top of the seventh. 4 runs across for the Raiders. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Riggs Gordon. That'll bring up Kai Rice, the center fielder, with 2 outs and a runner at third. Rice is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Reached on an error in the second inning. Sac fly RBI in the fourth. And reached on a fielder's choice and caught stealing in the sixth inning. And now here comes Coach Darrell Reeves. And he's going to pinch hit here in the number 8 slot for Kai Rice. See who comes out of the dugout. It'll be number 14 coming up to bat. Noah Olivas. Olivas will step in from the right side. Noah, number 14. A sophomore, 5'8", 175 pounds. Throws right, bats right. First pitch is a ball. From the windup, the 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike one. 1-1 to count. Noah Olivas. Pinch hits here in the number 8 slot. Here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch. Fly ball sitting down the right field line. Out of play. And now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Sophomore back in from the right side. Diego Olivas leads off third base. Zeke from the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Outside corner. Just missed for ball 2. A 2-2 count with 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. There it is. Called strike 3. Noah Olivas down on strikes for out number 3 to end the top of the 7th, but not before the Raiders pick up 4 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 runner left on base. After 6.5 innings, Cedar Ridge 9, Georgetown 7. The Eagles trail 2 going to the bottom half of the inning. Eagle baseball continues in just a moment.
Yeah, I'm the big homie. For those of y'all that don't know me, one and only, name another rapper this Cody. Can't show me these down bad rap phonies. Take a pic to Ricky Bobby shaking bake Brody. Pin rolling, never sleep, I just keep going. Hit my peak now, I just started like my name Tommy. Had a vision, this was destined for my life story. Bible by my side, I keep it like a gun on me. War ready and we ain't afraid to get bloody. Told me I should quit my day job, that's funny. Hate will always elevate me, I'ma keep showing. Out and selling, record spinning, it ain't never slowing. Take the state the crown, I don't need it, got the sound. I'ma be the king forever, even when they count me out. Favorite rapper, raise a bar from the ground. Taking risks you never dreamed of, get my name up out your mouth. Don't talk, it's silent on the floor, kings walk. We gon' drag your body through the door in shock. How I got them asking for a tour, man, stop. I'ma need a second, maybe more. I'm the big homie, for those of y'all that don't know me. One and only, name another rapper this Cody. Can't show me these down bad rap phonies. Take a picture.
And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Georgetown will bring up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Fluitt, Rogers, and Soto. First pitch from Fletcher to Fluitt. Misses low and outside for ball 1. Fluitt 1 for 3 in the ball game. Grounded out in the 2nd, an RBI single in the 3rd, and grounded out in the 5th. The 1-0 pitch misses. Nope. Lower part of the plate for called strike 1. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch to Fluitt. Checks his swing. 2-1. Activity down the first base line in the Cedar Ridge bullpen. 2 balls and 1 strike. The count to Fluitt. From the stretch, the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. 2-2 the count down to David Fluitt. As Matthew Fletcher continues to throw here. For the Raiders. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. And now a full count to the leadoff hitter here at the bottom of the 7th for the Eagles, David Fluitt. Back in for the left side. Fletcher comes set in the stretch. The payoff pitch. Base hit right back up the middle into center field. And David Fluitt continues to lead the way for this Georgetown Eagle baseball team at the plate with a leadoff single. His second hit of the ball game. That'll bring up Braden Rogers, the catcher, who's 1 for 3 on the night. A strikeout back in the second, a single. A 2 RBI single in the third. And a ground out in the 5th inning. And now a timeout from Coach Darrell Reeves of Cedar Ridge. And we'll go to a timeout. We'll be back. More action here in the bottom of 7 at Eagle Field. Stay with us. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
Royalty, put blame on me. Hate my trend, word up OG. Watch how you talking your tone. What I be on, you cannot make me a clone. You already know T versus T. They testing my character, compared to every white boy in America. I'm doing it different, attacking the limits, won't fit the criteria. Here in stereo, saying American, hang around you and your crew's embarrassing. Take that sneak post down, flexing on me is hilarious. Don't take it from me, I put it in work, listen to see where I've been. I am the foretelling by the masses, read by the scroll on my saber and pen. Put down the mic and he calling me in, can I receive it, do it for them. You living and breathing within. And so did the OGs. They just saw verses and know me. Don't get offended, it's already written. Just shooting the movie, spin me in 2 C's. Credit for me is cheated and proven. One tape down and I'm still on go. Can't put them on 2 weeks. That's too weak. Training myself for the day that I'm making.
Back here at Eagle Field, a call to the bullpen for the Raiders. As Matthew Fletcher will come off the mound, go back to first base defensively. Matthew Mabry will come out of the ball game. Luke Irwin will come on defensively at shortstop for the Raiders. And Hudson Hargrove will move from shortstop to the mound for Cedar Ridge here at the bottom of the 7th. The Raiders lead by 2. The first pitch to Brayton Rogers. High for ball 1. David Fluitt leads off the inning against Fletcher with a base hit back into center field. And is down at first base, being held on by Fletcher now. As Hargrove pitches to Brayton Rogers here with no outs and a runner at first. The 1-0 pitch to Rogers. Up high, off the net, high floater. Fluitt takes off to second. He'll move in on the beautiful scorpion slide into second base. A wild pitch there by Hargrove. 2-0 count now to Brayton Rogers. The runner at second base. And no outs. Rogers back in as Hargrove comes set in the stretch. The 2-0 pitch. High, ball 3. Hargrove has played well at shortstop. Has the game-tying 2-run home run at the top of the 7th. And now coming in to try to close it for the Raiders. The 3-0 pitch to Rogers. Outside corner called strike 1. 3-1 to count down. Exact count it was when Rogers sent the 2 RBI single into right field back in the 3rd inning. The 3-1 pitch to Rogers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Full count now to Braden Rogers. With no outs and a runner at second. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Justin Soto on deck for the Eagles. The payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Walks him. Now runners on first and second with no outs. As Rogers represents the tying run. There'll be a courtesy runner here for the Eagles. It'll be number 9, Colton Crutchfield. As Crutch comes on to run for the catcher, Braden Rogers. So Crutch represents the tying run at first base for the Eagles. Soto the winning run at home plate, no outs. Here in the bottom of the 7th, 9-7 your score. A leadoff single, a walk. And here we sit with runners on first and second and no outs in the bottom of the 7th. Soto steps in. First pitch from Hargrove. High for ball 1. Soto in the ball game. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and scored a run. Walked and left stranded at 3rd in the 3rd inning. Struck out in the 5th. As he hits here in the bottom of the 7th with no outs and runners on first and second. The 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. 1-1 the count. On deck, Ryan Castilleja for the Eagles. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on first and second. A 1-1 count to Justin Soto. Squares the bunt. Pulls it back outside. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. To Justin Soto with no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Fluid leads off second. Crutch off first. Fletcher in about 4 steps. They'll square on the bunt attempt. Soto bunts it foul. And now a 2-2 count to Justin Soto. Hargrove comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Soto strikes out for out number 1. And with 1 out, runners at first and second, in steps Ryan Castilleja, and the lights have gone out. What are you yelling at the blue for? He doesn't control the lights. Coach Vieira will have to turn them back on. Our LEDs, they automatically go off at 10. They'll come back on here in a minute. There they are. The good thing about LEDs, they will be quickly right back on. They don't have to warm up. They automatically cut off at 10 p.m. So now a visit from one of the coaching staff of Cedar Ridge with 1 out and runners at first and second. And we'll take a quick timeout while they visit at the mound. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. Short visit is over, and back to action we go. Ryan Castilleja steps in. 2 for 2 on the night with a walk. First pitch is in there for a called strike. 0-1 to count. Jack Kiki on deck. An RBI single in the 2nd. A single in the 6th for Castilleja. An 0-1 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2 the count. The 0-2 pitch. In there, called strike 3 on the bottom of the zone for out number 2. And with 2 outs and runners on first and second, in steps Jack Kiki. Kiki, the shortstop. 0 for 1 in the ball game with a bunt, sac bunt, and a walk. First pitch gets away, and now the runners will move up to second and third base on that wild pitch by Hudson Hargrove. 1-0 the count to Jack Kiki. So the tying run now at second base in Colton Crutchfield. The 1-0 pitch to Kiki. Takes something off of it, fly ball down the right field line. Into foul territory. Fletcher can't get to it as it dies with the wind. Kiki stays alive. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. As you hear the wind whipping through the mic. One ball, 1 strike to count to Kiki. 2 outs, runners at second and third for Georgetown. Here in the bottom of the 7th. The Eagles trail by 2, 9-7. Hargrove comes set, the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball, back out of play down the first baseline, 1-2 the count. The Eagles down to their final strike now. With a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Crutchfield with a good lead off second base. A base hit scores them both to tie it up. Hargrove comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, back out of play. Kiki stays alive in the at-bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Luke Holly on deck for the Eagles. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Flew it off third. Crutchfield off second. Hargrove comes set. The 1-2 pitch to Jack Kiki. Fouled off, back to the net. Kiki stays alive, 1-2. We'll reset and do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 2 outs, runners at second and third. The Eagles trail by 2. Hudson Hargrove comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Stays high through the zone. No. You end the ball game with a strikeout looking on a curveball in the top of the zone. And Cedar Ridge wins it 9-7 over your Georgetown Eagles. After a leadoff single and a walk, Hargrove comes on and strikes out the side to end the ball game. Cedar Ridge 9, Georgetown 7. A long one here at Eagles Field tonight. The Eagles fall to 13-10-1 on the season, and will be on the road Saturday to take on the Lake Travis Cavaliers. Thanks for joining us here tonight. 9-7, the Cedar Ridge Raiders win it over your Georgetown Eagles in non-district action here at Eagle Field. Saturday, the game will be live on the SHN Sports Network. JV starts at 11, then we'll bring you the varsity game after the completion of the JV game. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good Friday and a wonderful Easter Sunday. And thanks for joining us here live for Eagle Baseball. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, everybody.